Most people think a small garden means a small harvest, so they either give up before starting or spend money expanding a space they don't actually have. That assumption is exactly what's costing you food. Here's the reframe: space isn't really the limit, spacing habits are. A tiny balcony, a single raised bed, or even a cluster of containers can produce far more than most people think. Once you stop growing the way a big open field would and start growing the way small spaces actually reward. None of this costs extra money or extra digging. It's about using the space you already have differently. Some of these tricks work in a single afternoon. Some quietly compound over the whole season. And the number one method on this list is the one that can roughly double what a single bed produces, just by changing how you arrange what's already growing. Let's get into it. 5. Grow vertically, not just outward. Most people let vining crops like cucumbers, beans, and peas sprawl across the ground the way they naturally want to. That single habit eats up more square footage than almost anything else in a small garden. A vining plant grown flat on the ground can spread 6 feet or more in every direction. But the same plant trained upward on a trellis takes up a tiny footprint at the base while producing the same amount of fruit, because the plant is using vertical space instead of horizontal ground space. Set up a simple trellis, an old ladder, a cattle panel, or even a few bamboo stakes tied together, right at the back of a bed or against a container, and gently guide new vine growth onto it as it grows, tying loosely with soft string or fabric strips as needed. The common mistake is waiting too long to add support. Once a vine has already sprawled across the ground, untangling and training it upward stresses the plant and can damage developing fruit. Set the trellis up at planting time, not after. Cucumbers and pole beans trained vertically also get better airflow around the leaves, which cuts down on the fungal diseases that thrive in crowded, ground-level growth. A trellis turns a plant that used to eat up a third of your bed into one that barely touches the ground at all.
Number 4, interplant fast and slow growers together. Most people plant one crop per section and leave empty soil around it until that crop fills in. That empty soil is wasted growing space sitting right in front of you. Fast-growing crops like radishes or lettuce mature in a few weeks, while slower crops like tomatoes or peppers take months to fill out the same area, which means you can plant both in the same space at the same time, harvest the fast crop long before the slow one needs the room, and never leave soil sitting bare and unproductive. Tuck radish or lettuce seeds directly around the base of a newly planted tomato or pepper seedling, in the gaps that won't be filled by the main plant for weeks. By the time the tomato needs that space, you'll have already harvested the quick crop growing alongside it. The common mistake is choosing two slow-growing crops to interplant together. They end up competing for the same space at the same time instead of taking turns, and both suffer. Pair a quick crop with a slow one that has a noticeably different root depth too, like shallow-rooted lettuce under a deep-rooted tomato, so they're not even competing for the same soil layer. Every bit of bare soil around a young plant is space you haven't harvested from yet.
Number 3, succession plant the same spot all season. Most gardeners plant a bed once in spring and consider that spot done for the year once it's harvested. That single planting is leaving months of potential harvests on the table. The moment one crop finishes and is pulled, that spot has open, already worked soil ready for something new. And many quick crops like lettuce, radishes, and bush beans can go through 2, 3, or more full cycles in the same space across a single growing season if you replant immediately after each harvest. As soon as you pull a finished crop, work a little compost or aged mulch into that spot and sow the next round right away, rather than leaving the space empty until you get around to it.
Keep a simple list of what typically finishes when in your garden, so you always have the next seed ready to go in. The common mistake is letting a harvested spot sit empty for weeks out of habit. Every week that soil sits bare is a week of growing time you're not getting back fast.
Stagger a fast crop, like radishes, into a new planting every couple of weeks, rather than all at once, so you get a steady, spread-out harvest instead of one big glut followed by nothing. One bed, replanted every time it's cleared, can quietly outproduce 3 separate beds planted only once. Before we get to the last 2, these are the ones that can roughly double what a small space produces, and almost nobody sets them up correctly the first time. If these free small space garden hacks are helping you, hit like and subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel keep going. Here's where the real gains are.
Number 2, stack containers in tiers. Most people line containers up in a single row, side by side, using only the ground level footprint they have. That row is only using one layer of a space that could easily hold 3. Light comes from above, so containers arranged in a tiered or staggered arrangement, rather than all at the same height in a flat row, let sunlight reach far more plants in the same overall footprint than a single flat layer ever could. Use a simple tiered plant stand, or improvise one from cinder blocks and boards, to stack containers at 2 or 3 different heights within the same small footprint, placing taller, sun-loving plants on top and shorter, part shade-tolerant ones, like lettuce or herbs, on the lower tiers, where they'll get some natural shade from above. The common mistake is stacking containers so close together that upper tiers fully shade the ones below. Leave enough gap between tiers that lower containers still get a few hours of direct light each day. A simple 3-tier plant stand against a sunny wall can hold as many containers as a small dedicated bed without using any ground space at all. Going up instead of out is often the single fastest way to fit more plants into a space that already feels full.
1. Use intensive, grid-based spacing. Most people space plants in long, single rows with wide paths between them, the same way a big farm field is laid out. That spacing wastes more room in a small garden than almost anything else on this list. Row spacing exists mostly to fit tractors and walking paths between plants. A small bed or container doesn't need that room. So switching to a grid pattern where plants are spaced evenly in every direction based on their mature size rather than lined up in rows lets you fit dramatically more plants into the exact same square footage. Instead of planting in rows with wide gaps, divide your bed into a simple grid and place each plant at the minimum healthy distance from its neighbors on all sides, not just within a row. A bed that might fit 6 lettuce plants in traditional rows can often fit 12 or more spaced this way because you're using the whole surface area instead of just narrow strips of it. The single most common mistake on this entire list, copying row spacing straight off a seed packet meant for open field farming, which wastes most of a small bed's actual growing area on paths you don't need. Reach across the bed to tend and harvest instead of walking between rows. That's the entire trick that lets grid spacing work in a space a traditional row layout never could. This is why grid spacing sits at number 1. It's not a new technique or a new plant. It's simply using every inch of soil you already have instead of leaving most of it as empty walking paths.
None of these 5 methods need more square footage, more money, or more digging. Every one of them is about using the space you already have more completely, instead of leaving parts of it empty. If you take one thing from this video, before you plant your next bed, ask whether you're using the whole space, or just a narrow strip of it. A few small layout changes like these can turn a tiny balcony or a single raised bed into a space that produces like one twice its size. So tell me, Which of these 5 are you trying first? The vertical trellis or going straight for grid spacing? Let me know in the comments, along with your growing zone. It helps me plan future videos around what actually works where you live. If this changed how you think about your space, subscribe. There's a lot more free garden hacks like this one coming.